Alright, let's get right into this. What if Episode 1 is the laziest thing that Marvel Studios has ever done? I'm serious. If you enjoyed this episode, that is totally awesome. I'm glad that you liked it. I didn't hate it. It was a harmless 30 minutes that didn't offend me. It didn't ruin the MCU for me. But hot damn was this a waste of time. The What If series in the comic books is lazy. It just is. Let's admit it. Every once in a while, if they couldn't figure out a story to do, they just went, hey, let's change one fundamental thing about an established character and see what happens. Woohoo! So inventive. But even then, the What Ifs changed one core thing about a character and let us see the domino effect it would have on their lives and the universe. What if Daredevil wasn't blind? Sue Storm married Namor. Captain America was president. Kraven actually killed Spider-Man. Professor X let the X-Men die. Peter Parker never let Gwen die. These were significant changes to the core things about a character that made for some interesting stories. But this? Really? In the infinite possibilities of what if stories you could do, out of all the options, you pick what if Peggy was Captain America? That is so uninspired and uninteresting. You know Steve Rogers and his love interest? Let's just switch them and have her carry the shield. What If usually wasn't about characters just becoming other characters. Let's see Peggy as Cap. Let's see T'Challa as Star-Lord. Let's see Gamora as Thanos. That is the definition of lazy. Come on, man, let's get crazy with it. There are so many possible universes and so many things they could do with it. Let's see something new, something we have truly never seen before. Have Steve not get the serum, then go outside and get struck by lightning and get lightning powers. Let's see Peter Parker get in a car wreck that leaves him paralyzed and how he has to deal with that. Let's see T'Challa being a dentist, Ant-Man never being a thief, or the Punisher being a church pastor. I don't know. But you have the license to do some crazy shit. And this is what we get? Peggy Carter becoming Captain America and Steve Rogers becoming Iron Man? It barely changes anything in the story, and it didn't feel that different. We still see a scene where somebody gets the serum. We still see a scene where somebody rescues the Howling Commandos. We still see the exact scene where Red Skull finds the Tesseract. We still see the train scene with Bucky. We still see a person with a shield fighting Nazis. And we still get all of the beats we got in the first Avenger. Yes, there is a tentacle monster at the end and a few things are different, but the flow of the story is still the same. Why did they play it so safe? I'm actually interested in Spider-Man with the Cloak of Levitation fighting zombies, and Killmonger being there to save Tony Stark from that missile. That's more like it. Those are different stories that will hopefully take us to new, interesting places. But this one was so meh. And the 30-minute runtime just isn't enough time for these stories to develop. We're introduced to this new universe, she gets the serum, and she's fully suited up fighting Nazis at the 9-minute mark. There wasn't any time to soak in Peggy getting the powers or developing who she was as a person. She's just a good person, I guess. I don't know. We didn't get to flesh her out and figure out what makes her tick like Steve. Learning who he was as a person and why he deserved the serum was the most compelling part of his story. But she just jumps in the tank and does it against orders. There was no real exploration of her character or who she was for most of the episode. They just wanted to have her destroying Nazis as fast as they could. The pacing is so swift and every scene felt disjointed, and I was really disconnected to what was happening. Bucky was there just to make quips. Steve was there to become the first Iron Man, and they kept mentioning their damn dance over and over to try to tickle our nostalgia bone. Remember the dance? Remember the dance? Do you remember the dance? Yes. I remember it from the first movie when it was done better and I was actually invested. We actually build to that moment and it felt earned. This show doesn't earn shit. There are so many inconsistencies with the continuity and logic. The characters didn't pull me in, the pacing was awful. We've seen most of this story before, and it just felt like a big waste of time. I will say though, the animation here is great. I love the 2D but kind of 3D look to it, and Captain Carter's action was fantastic. She was whooping Nazi ass all over the place. I just wish I cared more. And I don't understand why some people are complaining that she's too buff and she looks like a man. I didn't care about that. I mean, look at Steve's transformation. If anything, she should be bigger. So her becoming a super soldier and the way she looked didn't bother me. It was just the execution of the whole thing. Her sacrifice at the end was hollow, Steve becoming the Hydra Stomper was hollow, Bucky was hollow, and this episode just didn't really work for me. And I don't want to hear the excuse that this is just a cartoon. What do you expect? It's just a cartoon. What do you expect? It's just a cartoon for kids. No. I will judge this just as equally as I do the live action movies and shows. They made this show for us fans who know the universe and are invested in it. So I am looking at it that way. And I just didn't like it. Almost every element that you need to make a good show, I think this episode lacked. Hopefully the future episodes will get better when they try some more extreme ideas. Sorry guys, I really hope that you loved it. I just think this was the laziest thing that I've ever seen Marvel Studios do. Pure, unadulterated laziness. Bring on the more inventive ideas and leave this character power swapping bullshit in the past. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider smacking that subscribe button. And if you didn't enjoy it, consider smacking my ass cheeks. That's all for today. So, until we meet again, peace out.